Hey, in this video, you are going to learn what to do when you get the dreaded possible error on your Zap email from Zapier. And we'll go through how you can find and fix the error that you're getting. I'm Jimmy from jimmyrose.me, and if you want to stay in the loop on and learn about automations and Zapier and ActiveCampaign and just how to do less work, make sure you hit that subscribe button below or head to jimmyrose.me to find out more. So it all starts here. You get this email that says something like this, where it says, we ran into a problem with one of your zaps. And it'll give the zap and the error that you get. You can't really do much from here, but it's at least it's notifying you, right? So you can go in and fix it. So there's two ways to find that zap. So the easiest way is obviously just click that button, view my task history, and it'll take you directly to the zap that's had the problem, right? So it's gone to task history and it's filtered by the actual zap and stopped errored, which is the status. So if you want to get to this yourself, you can always just open task history. If you ever want to go and see like a history of all the things that are broken, you just leave that at all zaps and change this to stopped errored. And there you go. There's all the issues that have happened on my account in the last, however long it stores. But yeah, so for now, I'm just going to stick with this one. So this one has a few errors. In this case, there's not actually much I can do about it at the moment, or I'm just kind of ignoring it for now. That's why there's so many errors, but I'll show you how you would identify where the problem is. So I'm just going to open this first one. And what'll happen, it says stopped and errored, but you can see this little icon here. Obviously your Zap is going to be different to this, but the method to find the actual issue is going to be the same. Yeah, so we've got a tick here, which means that this step correctly went through. And again and again, so I scroll down, there we go, it happens to be the last step in this one, right? If this was in the middle, it would have stopped all the steps after this. But yeah, so there's our error, and there's the actual description. So it's just saying company ID cannot be blank. So that Zapier is saying that Intercom came back and said that specifically, right? Yeah, and it gives you a little bit more information there, but that's pretty obvious in this case. Company ID cannot be blank. And that's clearly the offending thing there. So from here, there's a couple of things you'll need to do. You'll need to know a little bit about how the Zap's actually working, obviously, and then the data that's actually flowing through this Zap. So if I scroll back up, each step in the task history has a data in and a data out. So this is actually saying the data that's coming into that action, and then it does its thing, maybe it contacts another service, and then some data comes back, and Zapier then stores that to use in future actions. So in the very first step, we've got a data in is going to be blank because it's a trigger. So in our case, we've got some data out from this credit card service. And then that data then gets fed into the formatter. So we've got inputs. So in this case, we are feeding in a couple of bits of data. This is specific to the formatter. And then the data out, it's just coming back as true. Because that's what that formatter step does. And then we've got an active campaign step here. So we're feeding in a first name, last name, a bunch of data, and then from ActiveCampaign, it's created a new subscriber with this ID. So this data just flows throughout the task history. The reason I'm showing you this is because if we have a company ID that's blank, it probably means that the output of a previous step is showing that blank company ID. So if I go to edit this step, it pops us into the actual Zap edit screen, and it's opened the step 6, which is where the error was. And if we go to edit template, we can see here, it might have the preview mode already on, where this is showing real data from the last example, but you can turn that off and you can see where that's coming from. This is the variable that's most likely blank because it's the only thing that references a company ID in that error. So it's coming from step 5, and it's company ID. Now, that sounds pretty silly, but I'll show you what that means now. So if I go back to the task history and the data out from step 5, if we go through, you'll find companies. This is just part of the data structure that comes back from this step in intercom. There's companies, and then it's looking for company ID, which clearly isn't there. So it's blank. So at this point, you basically need to work out why that data is blank. Sometimes that might mean contacting support for whatever tool it is, or maybe that data is legitimately blank inside that tool, and you might need to work out a way to fix that somehow. It's really going to depend on what the issue is and what the tool is. So yeah, but at least you know now that that's where the error is happening. You could also potentially prevent this error. Like if that was okay and you just didn't want to throw the error, you might add another step in here to do a filter and say something like, if company ID is blank, then don't continue to the next step, or do something else using branches path. Sorry. Yeah, that's it, and happy error hunting. If you want to learn more about Zapier and how to automate parts of your business and do less stuff that you shouldn't be doing, please hit that subscribe button below or head to jimmyrose.me to sign up for the newsletter. See you in the next video.